It's summertime in Memphis. It's a Saturday, more specifically. Saturday early evening. I mention that because right about now around town there's a lot of folks that are getting ready to go out and go catch a show. Perhaps catch some live music. Listen to some Memphis music, some blues. That's what this episode is about. More specifically, it's about one man who came up in the 1930s. It was tough for an African American in the 1930s. It's even tougher when you drop out of school in third grade. But eventually you find yourself in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You wind up with a Lifetime Achievement Award with a nice Grammy. Get involved in some 27 studio albums all across your entire career, some 40 records. Your music gets sampled by big name artists of the day. And he's here in Memorial Park Cemetery and Funeral Home. Who are we talking about? The great Bobby Blue Bland.
Every stone marks a story. Interesting stories, people like you and I. History that should be recounted. Here we toast those you may or may not know who have gone on before us and left behind their tales to be told. Here we'll be drinking with dead people.
January 27, 1930, comes into this world Robert Calvin Bland. He was born under a different name. At the time, his father left his mother. His mother had remarried, and Robert would take on the name of Bland, his stepfather. It's a pretty cool thing. Except it was the 30s. It was the Mid-South. He was black. What's a young kid going to do to help support a family? So he dropped out of school, in the third grade, mind you, to go work the cotton fields in and around Barrettsville, and that's how they supported the family. Fast forward. When Bobby was about 21 years of age or so, he was discovered by Ike Turner. You know Ike Turner. He was the guy who was largely credited for being involved in the very first rock and roll song called Rocket 88 with Jackie Brinston and the boys. And they put on a great tune. And well, and eventually, through time, Bobby got to meet what was known as the Beale Streeters and became very close friends with B.B. King and many of the others that were playing downtown out on Beale Street. And over time, he would learn to hone his craft, and eventually his prospects began to brighten up. So much so that through the 60s and 70s, Bobby would be involved in some of the most earth-shattering hits that would ever lay out in the R&B, Billboard charts. Had several top 50 hits, had a couple of top 10s in there. The man was very prolific. And when he went out and performed live, he would fill every venue there was. People loved to see Bobby Blue Bland in the members-only band. There were some tough times as well as things happen, Bands do come and go, and they fall on hard times from time to time. The band wound up breaking up. Bobby would work with different bands, but continue working and continue recording. And he had another string of hits that came through the 70s, which propelled him and kept his career going throughout all those years. To this day, some of Bobby's music has been sampled by the likes of Kanye West and Jay-Z and many others. Bobby was impressed by that, was impressed by how the youth out there were interested in what the old man had to sing and had to say. You can learn a little bit more about Bobby Blue Bland by checking out the documentary that Martin Shore did. It's called Take Me to the River. It's available out there. You'll have to search for it, because you'll get to see a little bit of one of his final performances in that. I highly recommend that after you watch this video, search out Bobby Blue Bland right here on YouTube and check out some of his music if you're not familiar with him. I guarantee you, after a little while of listening to that stuff, you'll probably rush out and download it or buy the records to add to your collection. It's a good thing, too, because he left behind a fantastic legacy of music and ideas and vibes that would ring across the world of music to this day. It's very important. I will tell you this. June 23rd, 2013, he passed away, and on his deathbed, his hand was being held by his son, Rod. R-O-D-D, Rod Bland. Check out Rod, too. He's a local musician. He's become a bit of a friend of ours at the place that I work over at Radio Memphis. So much so that, and there's a link down below that will take you to a place where you can listen to a two-part interview that was done by myself and others, along with Rod, talking about his father, Bobby Blue Bland. Beautiful story, more than I could fit in this program here, and that's for sure. And thanks to the old copyright thing with YouTube, you're not going to be able to hear their music. You'll have to seek it out for yourself. But I highly recommend you go check out Bobby Blue Bland and his son, Rod. And I think you'll enjoy every moment of that. And to Bobby Blue Bland, ringing across the universe for time immemorial. How about that? We appreciate the music, Bobby. Join us next time as we wander among the headstones of history and go drinking with dead people.